I see it the other way around. I see it's an opportunity. Okay, so opportunity from the point of view of employees and also opportunity from the point of view of HR and management per se. And we have to also be conscious of the fact that that digital savviness is also to do with the kind of or the nature of industry you are in. So, for example, that Arun just talked about the software industry, where probably digital savviness, by the nature of the job, it is already there. And if you really look at our kind of an industry, which is a cement, which is very manufacturing based, the profile of people is such that they may not have experienced this kind of requirement to be digitally savvy before. But I think this is an opportunity where business is also understanding, so are employees, that the tech savviness is going to help. And of course, there's a skill gap, and that's one opportunity for HR to see that how do I upskill my people, how do I make them more comfortable to use some of those technologies. But on the other hand, you have to also understand that it is an opportunity for HR to say that, under these current circumstances where people are kind of forced to be digitally savvy, at least many of them, so tremendous amount of stress also comes in, right, among the employees. And that's where I think this being compassionate to employees, I'm not saying just communication, is very important. That how do you, as an HR, use your core skill and help the employees out. I think this is as we find more and more technologies coming in, and that will have not just because of the COVID. I think there are a lot of stress that will coming in even otherwise, and that's where HR has to find out that opportunity to be the real HR, be human and compassionate. And I think there's another important point is also to do with the mindset. The mindset of people, both from the employee's point of view and also from the leader's point of view, is very important. That how do I adapt to this new situation, which COVID kind of forced you to be in? And for the leaders, I think in our kind of industry, many leaders, they haven't really thought of working from home using a kind of virtual, network. But this situation is forcing them to see that this is working well. And, for many years, we have been hearing theories like ROWE, result only work environment, right? And many traditional industries, they couldn't get into ROWE model before because they had another option. But today we don't have option. We have to get the best out of the current situation. And this is the right time even for ROWE model to be implemented in its full spirit. So there are a lot of kind of opportunities, I would say, that which this new situation has brought in. I think in their entire current scenario, I think trust is probably at the central of everything, And if we really talk about trust, I think two things, I would rather say two crucial aspects would be how to stand behind me. That's number one. And second thing is about the authenticity and being human. If these two are taken care of, I think majority of the trust factors are already established. So I think from the organization's point of view, then we have to also look that if you talk about how do you stand behind, do I have the ability to stand behind? That's one. And if you talk about authenticity, that also talks about your reliability factor, right? So let's look at our kind of industry, which is Star Cements, where I think majority of our operation happens in the northeastern region and in the remote places where you have townships. So in that situation, how do we provide that psychological safety to our employees? Play a huge role, right? So we ensured that the first thing people are talking about, even if you go outside your industry, it's basically the society where you'll find that the way people are behaving. Your organization is just the reflection of the society as well. So am I safe? Am I going to continue with my life properly is the first question. And second thing that will come is that, am I going to have my money or job intact, right? So that also brings, us to that fact that, if you look at all those so-called HR theories, we talk about the existence, right? So fortunately, we saw from the business point of view that being in infrastructure sector, that our demand for the month of April and May was slightly less, but not really, too less. And it picked up drastically in the month of June. And if you really compare last year's June, we see that we have actually done better than the last year of June. So under that situation, I think we had that ability, and as a result, even though in a group company or in my neighboring industries, we had a salary card, job cards, etc., but we kind of stood by our employees, putting employees the central of our entire activity. And we said that whatever goes, not for employees, not for even our contract employees, there would not be any salary cut and no job loss, for them. So I think that gave tremendous amount of confidence with employees and saying that, okay, the basics are taken care of. And that kind of implanted the first seed of, being trusted. And then it comes that authenticity. I think, as an organization, we are not so communicative in nature, right? It's not that we have a lot of programs, etc. But if you genuinely try to communicate with your employees, I think people do understand. And for that matter, in our township, which is there, close to Shillong, which is a huge township of holding around 4,000 people inside, the way we communicated with them genuinely through their managers, the way they saw that we are not only taking care of them, but we are ensuring that their basic necessities are taken care of, keeping in mind that future, the way the safety measures were taken care of, those things played a huge role in the trust factor. And I also feel that, so this situation also gave us a lot of opportunity where probably we use conventional methods of writing an email and, a calendar, etc. But this is the time when we can just pick up the phone and say, okay, how are you? How are you doing? And sometimes maybe switch on the video, and so what? Even if the child is behind or you are having a coffee time, but that creates a lot of kind of human way of connecting with people. I think that's where the authenticity also comes in, and that goes a big way. So I think we have been able to do that well, in spite of not launching too many programs per se, because that would not go with the culture of the organization that we have. So that, in that context, I think I would say that you need to keep a balance, because don't overdo your communication. But what is more important than how employees understand that the compassion or the trust factor is there, and that is more important than not doing too many communication as well. I would just like to add to Priyanka. I'm saying that this is also important, that how do you make the meritorious employees feel that they are more wanted, so empower them more. We empower them more, we involve them in decision making, we are involving them in new initiatives and projects. So I think people do understand in that case that it is not about just increment or money. It is about being part of enhanced involvement.